The world of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, has never been short of explosive drama, heart-wrenching moments, and relationship struggles that keep fans glued to their screens. Season 9 is proving no different, especially for franchise favorites Brandon Gibbs and Julia Trubkina. Once known for the constant battles with Brandon's overbearing parents, the couple is now navigating one of the most difficult chapters of their marriage: fertility struggles, career sacrifices, and looming threats of separation. Brandon, who has always been the quieter half of the duo, made a bombshell decision in a recent episode that left Julia completely floored. His unexpected move showed just how far he was willing to go for love, but also raised questions about his future, his independence, and the shadow that Ron and Betty still cast over their marriage. A second wedding filled with hope. Brandon and Julia's story has been one of ups and downs since they debuted on the franchise. Fans remember their first wedding, which was marred by farm chores, family drama, and an overwhelming sense that Julia never quite felt at home in Brandon's rural Virginia life. But this season, the couple decided to renew their vows in Miami Beach. For Julia, the ceremony was about giving her parents the joy they missed the first time around. The beachside wedding was symbolic, romantic, and infused with hope, a moment for the couple to hit reset after years of turbulence. Yet behind the romantic photos and heartfelt vows lingered a painful truth: the dream of becoming parents had been on hold far too long. Fertility fears take center stage. One of the rawest storylines unfolding for Brandon and Julia this season is their struggle with infertility. Brandon has made it no secret that he has always longed to be a father. Julia, on the other hand, has felt crushed under the weight of her fertility battles, unable to give her husband what he so desperately wants. The couple's visit to a Russian doctor already hinted at grim possibilities. Julia was told her chances of conceiving naturally were bleak. While Julia tried to process the reality, Brandon refused to accept defeat. Determined to fight for their future family, he pushed her to meet with a nurse practitioner, Lanisa, for further testing. That appointment was anything but easy. Julia's discomfort with the invasive procedures was clear as she winced through an ultrasound and saline sonogram. Lanisa, trying to reassure her, showed the couple a live view of Julia's uterus. What they discovered was heartbreaking yet illuminating: a small tissue growth, identified as a polyp, that could be affecting embryo development. In addition, adhesion was blocking sperm movement, another major obstacle to conception. Julia was stunned. She had never heard of such a condition before, and the possibility of surgery terrified her. Brandon, though supportive, looked visibly shaken too. The couple finally had answers, but the path forward remained uncertain. Julia's growing frustration with Brandon's family. While the fertility challenges weighed heavily on their marriage, another all-too familiar battle resurfaced: Brandon's bond with his parents, Ron and Betty. Fans of the franchise know that the Gibbs parents have been a major source of tension since day one, often interfering in the couple's personal lives and decisions. This season, Julia reached her breaking point. At the airport in New York, she bid an emotional farewell to her visiting parents and immediately confessed her growing frustrations. She told the cameras that she had been considering a European vacation, but she was contemplating leaving Brandon behind. Why? Because she felt he continued to prioritize Ron and Betty over her. Julia expressed anger at the way Brandon allowed his parents to influence his choices. He's a grown man, she fumed, yet they're still deciding everything for him. In one of the most intense scenes of the episode, Julia confronted Brandon head-on. She told him that if she went to Europe without him, their marriage would effectively be over. It wasn't just about the trip, it was about feeling like Brandon never put her first. Brandon's bombshell decision. As the tension reached its peak, Brandon finally dropped the shocking revelation that turned everything upside down. He told Julia that he had resigned from his job. The decision stunned both Julia and viewers at home. For Brandon, giving up steady employment wasn't just about freeing his schedule, it was about proving that he was prioritizing their relationship above all else. He knew Julia wanted to travel, spend time together, and build a future that didn't revolve around farm chores and parental obligations. For once, he was putting her at the top of his list. "I quit because you matter," Brandon confessed, his voice filled with a mix of fear and determination. Julia, moved by his sacrifice, admitted that she was proud of him. At long last, she felt like he was choosing her over everything else. Yet Brandon's face told another story. He was terrified of telling Ron and Betty. Fans react, bold or reckless. The decision sparked heated debates among 90 Day Fiancé fans. Some applauded Brandon for finally standing up for his wife. "This is the man Julia has been begging him to be," one fan wrote on Reddit. "Independent, decisive, and willing to put her first." Others, however, criticized him for what they saw as reckless behavior. "Quitting your job without a backup plan is not romantic, it's irresponsible," another viewer commented. "Love doesn't pay the bills." A third group of fans pointed out the elephant in the room, Ron and Betty. "I can't wait to see their reaction when they find out Brandon quit," one fan joked. "Those two are going to explode." Julia's silent struggles. While fans debated Brandon's bold choice, Julia's struggles often got overlooked. For her, the fertility battle is more than just a medical issue, it's a deeply emotional wound. She has felt the weight of guilt, believing she has let Brandon down by not being able to conceive. Her consideration of a solo European trip wasn't simply about getting away, it was about reclaiming her sense of self. Julia has often felt suffocated in Virginia, stuck between her husband's devotion to his parents and her own unfulfilled dreams. A trip abroad symbolized freedom, adventure, and a chance to reconnect with the independent woman she once was. But as she weighed the cost of leaving Brandon behind, she also knew the stakes were higher than ever. The road ahead. With Brandon out of a job and Julia still uncertain about surgery for her polyp, the couple faces an uphill battle. Will Brandon's sacrifice truly strengthen their marriage, or will the financial and emotional pressures tear them apart? The upcoming episodes of Happily Ever After promise to explore these questions in depth. Julia must decide if she's willing to undergo surgery and continue the fight for a baby. Brandon must find a way to stand up to his parents and rebuild his career, all while proving that his marriage truly comes first. For fans, it's a storyline that encapsulates everything the 90 Day Fiancé franchise is known for: love, sacrifice, cultural clashes, and the painful but relatable struggles of building a life together. A marriage on the edge. At its core, Brandon and Julia's journey this season highlights the complexities of marriage. It's not just about saying, "I do," it's about compromise, sacrifice, and navigating life's harsh realities together. Brandon's bombshell decision might be seen as romantic by some and reckless by others, but one thing is clear: it has forced both him and Julia to confront what truly matters. Will they come out stronger, or will this be the breaking point? Only time, and the rest of Season 9, will tell. For now, fans are left eagerly waiting to see whether Julia will embrace Brandon's newfound independence or whether their marriage will collapse under the weight of medical struggles, financial uncertainty, and the ever-present influence of Ron and Betty.